Flight school rejected her dreams until her F-47 left them in smoke over the mountains. Have you ever been told your dreams are too big, too impossible, to you to ever come true? Maya Alvarez knew that feeling all too well. At 22, she stood at the gates of Skyward Flight Academy, her heart pounding with the hope of becoming a pilot, only to have the director, Karen Whitmore, sneer at her application. You're too inexperienced, too young, and frankly, too ordinary for this program, Karen said, her voice dripping with condescension. Maya's dreams of soaring through the clouds in a fighter jet seemed to crash before they ever took off. But what Karen didn't know was that Maya wasn't just another applicant, she was a force of nature, and her story was about to rewrite the skies. Maya grew up in a small mountain town, where the roar of planes from a nearby airbase was her lullaby. Her father, a mechanic, taught her to tinker with engines, sparking her love for aviation. By 18, she was devouring flight manuals and acing physics exams, all while working nights at a diner to save for flight school. Skyward was her shot at a future beyond the diner's grease-stained counters. But Karen's rejection hit like a missile. We train elite pilots here, Karen had said, tossing Maya's application into a drawer. Not dreamers with no credentials. Humiliated, Maya left, vowing to prove them wrong. The truth was, Karen wasn't just gatekeeping, she was protecting her own fragile ego. As director, she'd built a reputation for handpicking perfect candidates. Wealthy, connected, and often male. Maya, with her thrift store jacket and no fancy connections, didn't fit the mold. But what Karen called inexperience, Maya called hunger. She enrolled in a community college aviation program, scraping by on scholarships and odd jobs. Her instructors saw her potential, but resources were scarce. No advanced simulators, no jet training. Still, Maya logged hours in rickety Cessnas, her hands steady on the controls, her eyes fixed on the horizon. Then came the twist, a chance encounter that changed everything. At a local airshow, Maya met Colonel Elena Torres, a retired Air Force pilot who'd flown F-22s in combat. Elena, now a mentor for underrepresented aviators, saw the fire in Maya's eyes. You remind me of me, Elena said, handing Maya her card. The world needs pilots like you, not more of Karen's clones. Elena pulled strings to get Maya into an experimental program testing the Boeing F-47, the Air Force's new sixth-generation fighter jet, designed for unmatched speed and stealth. The catch? Maya had to prove herself against Skyward's top cadets in a high-stakes simulation over the Sierra Nevada mountains. The showdown was electric. Skyward's elite, led by Karen's protégé, Chad Harrington, strutted into the training facility, smirking at Maya's presence. She's here to make coffee, right? Chad quipped, earning laughs from his crew. Karen, overseeing the event, leaned back in her chair, expecting Maya to crumble. But Maya had spent months under Elena's grueling mentorship, mastering the F-47's cutting-edge systems, its Mach 2 speed, drone integration, and adaptive stealth. As the simulation began, Maya's jet screamed into the virtual skies, weaving through digital peaks with precision that stunned the room. Chad's team relied on textbook maneuvers, but Maya's unorthodox style, born from years of improvising in underfunded programs, threw them off. She used the F-47's drones to bait Chad into a canyon, then vanished from his radar, reappearing behind him in a mock kill shot. One by one, she outmaneuvered Skyward's best, her jet leaving virtual smoke trails over the mountains. The control room fell silent as Maya's score lit up the leaderboard, obliterating Chad's. Karen's face turned ashen, her pen snapping in her hand. But the drama wasn't over. Karen, desperate to save face, accused Maya of cheating. No one with her background could pull that off, she snapped, demanding a review of the simulation logs. The room tensed. Karen's influence at Skyward was ironclad, and Maya's victory hung by a thread. That's when Elena stepped forward, her presence commanding. I trained her, she said, her voice steel, and I'd bet my wings she's cleaner than your entire program. The logs were checked, and Maya's performance was flawless. Karen's accusation collapsed, exposing her bias to the Air Force officials observing. Whispers spread. Karen's days of playing favorites were numbered. Karen's downfall was swift and brutal. The Air Force, impressed by Maya's skill, offered her a full scholarship to an elite pilot training program, bypassing Skyward entirely. Social media erupted with posts about Maya's triumph, with ex-users calling her the pilot Karen couldn't ground. Karen faced an internal investigation for discriminatory practices, her reputation shredded. Chad and his crew slunk away, their arrogance deflated. Maya, meanwhile, stood on a tarmac months later, staring at a real F-47, its sleek lines gleaming under the sun. Elena clapped her shoulder. "You didn't just beat them," she said. "You changed the game." Maya's story isn't just about one woman's victory, it's a reminder that dreams don't need permission to take flight. She faced a system rigged against her, a Karen who thrived on control, and a world that doubted her worth. Yet she soared not because she was perfect, but because she was relentless. Her F-47 left more than smoke over those mountains. It left a trail for others to follow. So what do you think? Was Karen's gatekeeping just tough standards? Or did she deserve her comeuppance? Share your take. Let's keep this story flying.